What's up, peeps? It's the kid L.R.Player here. Back, came straight to work just to log in with you, to y'all, our family, my peeps, our peeps. With another episode from the Jump Rope community, and today's guest hails from Jersey. Real cool, talented, real chill brother. And together we just gonna get a chance to know each other, and and what we think about the Jump Rope community, topics, and so on, so on. So introducing Donovan, aka DG Jumps. What's cracking, brother?
So what's up? Thanks for having me.
Chilling for sure, for sure. So, um, as usual, I start off by asking like the origin of your jump rope journey.
Oof. Um, I feel like this is a common answer you gave. Like during the pandemic era,
Right.
everything shut down. You're limited to like even before, like starting 2020, I decided to make a change to myself physically. So I started going to the gym, and then lockdown happened, and I couldn't go to the gym. I was limited to weights and everything. So and ironically, the algorithm and social media brought me to jump rope, but the freestyle part. So I am looking at all these videos of people doing mid releases, and I'm mind blown. Like, how are they doing this? And I was instantly hooked. And then I started practicing, following more and more jumpers. First, I started on my personal account. I wasn't really posting videos. I was just like in the cut, just practicing myself. And
Mm-hmm.
my followers, my friends are supportive and they like it, but I really needed that extra push from people who actually do it and knowledgeable of the sport itself. So I made my account, I think, around 2021 or the end of 2020. I made the jump rope account, and it's one of the best decisions I ever made. You know,
Right.
yeah,
That's crazy that you say that. That like of course your family friend gonna support you, and then in another turn, like you don't want to flood like your personal account with jump rope, but then you was like,
yeah,
I'm not saying like you needed validation from, but it's kind of like I need somebody to let me know that what I'm saying, I'm on to something in they sport. So that's pretty cool that you mentioned that. Who are some of the people like that you was kind of following, or that you was kind of aspired from, as far as like when you were seeing people throwing mix releases and freestyles and so forth?
um, number one, Jimmy Relax. I think that's
Jimmy
his
say
name, Jimmy
relax.
Reynolds.
Yeah.
Jimmy says
Yeah.
relax.
Yeah.
The athlete he is, the way he just jumps off the ground and doesn't make really. He's pretty tall too. So I see him in Jump T. I think his name is Alexis. He really inspired me
Talking about
too. He
jump
jump
rope T.
jump rope T. Yeah, him. He
Okay.
his stories. He's very motivational. He really puts in the work, and it shows that you can really. He lost a lot of weight doing jump rope too. So
Right.
him looking up to him, and there's so many other people I can name. Um, but those two really kicked it off for me. Yeah.
Right. So you feel like you have developed your own style of jumping. How long you been jumping?
Um, I remember jump roping at like a really early age. By
Yeah.
the end of 2021, I was 20. I'm 25, by the way. I was like
Right.
21, 22. So the last 3, 4 years, I've been really making it part of my routine. Um, I base some of my workouts primarily to get my vertical up, so I can try more jump moves. Because the style,
Right.
I've been trying to do more power moves, the triples, and the quads. Those are probably the most exciting moves I see on social media today, and they take a lot out of you.
Right.
The ground is not easy to
They do.
land on. especially jumping outside, which I'm not a big fan of, by the way. I like to jump indoors. So the nice wooden floors in my gym, they're stable. So I like to practice the high flying moves, you know, try not to hurt myself too because
Right.
the landings are not.
Not they not pleasant on your shins and ankles, knees. So
Mm.
is there like any like exercise that you do outside of jump work to get you to the point where you can just execute triples and quads like that, like any kind of like plyometric training moves that you do, exercises?
So mostly for the most part, I do strength training, but as I'm going through my jump rope journey, I've noticed you need a lot of mobility, especially in your hips,
Right.
your shoulders to get the rope around. So I started incorporating a lot of stretching post workout
Yep.
and plyometrics, the box jumps. I do the Bulgarian split squats, but I typically like use a lighter weight so I can explode more off the ground. And then I do body weight to give me that jump rope motion and the strength in my knees too. So I've been
Okay.
adding more plyometrics. Yeah.
You know they say the Bulgarian split squats are the devil, right?
I hate them, but they work. I like workouts that make you uncomfortable. You know, if it shows they're working.
Right. So, do you often see somebody around you jumping too? Do you feel like you have inspired people around you to jump by them just seeing you putting in the
Um,
work in?
I've definitely noticed some of my friends like they would say, "Oh, your videos are so cool. It inspired me to pick up a rope." And they would tag me in their videos about them like unlocking new moves or just jumping in general, which it means a lot because it means people are actually looking at my content and it inspires them to try something new. And I
Right.
see people at the gym sometimes. I've met a few people at the gym who they're not really on social media for jump rope, but they're doing different tricks like freestyle tricks, and I
Right.
build some relationships with them. So whenever I see them, we all talk to each other and you know chop it up with what new moves we're learning, or you know just to you know keep connected.
Right.
Anybody
So,
around your area, you know?
it's kind of hard in my area because it's such a niche um exercise or niche area of fitness that like, so in my area I stay like in the military time, so it's either like people are bodybuilding or powerlifting or they doing wellness. So as far as like people just out like jumping, like it's kind of like almost like non-existent. But I do try to aspire people, and I do try to like lend some tips here and there. But I think sometimes like they get intimidated by they watching me do the crazy moves and combination that like it's kind of
Mhm.
almost like writing them off like, nah, I can't do that. But it's like, but you can.
Yeah,
It just
I told that to everybody. Like at one point, I was in their shoes, and I'm like, "There's no way I can do that move." But with practice, you can do anything.
right, just
And
like one day at a time. But it's hard, but I try to push on, and but I don't try to push it on them. Like,
yeah, no, you
what
don't
I'm saying?
force it.
Yeah, don't force it. But um, no, not too many people around my way, which is sad though. 'Cause I think that's the one thing that I'm missing in my area is that one to one or that personal connection and that community here where I'm at. So,
Yeah, I feel you.
but
I feel you.
what? So you say you do like strict? Do you do strict training? Or do you do other form of exercise, fitness besides jump rope? And
So for the last, I would say 2, maybe 3 years, I've been primarily just power building, lifting heavy, just trying to focus. Yeah, I would say weight training. But this fall, I saw a video of the New York City Marathon,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw all the runners, and like that whole event just the same way when I first saw jump rope. I saw something new, something I've never really thought about doing before. So around I say January, well, it's January, the beginning of this year coming up, I started implementing running into
Right.
my training. So a little hybrid training routine I'm running right now. It's okay now, but I don't know how my body's gonna react to it. And maybe this around springtime, maybe I'm eyeing a half marathon. Don't
Ooh.
know yet, but yeah, trying to figure out a time I want to complete it in a reasonable time because I've never ran this 13.1 miles. I think the most I've
Right.
ever ran was 4 in like one city. So I
Is
gotta really tap. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. So I gotta really build my body. I think I have aerobic base from jump rope,
Right.
but they're two completely different things. Running, I feel like it's a lot more discipline or mentally because it's a long journey to go and 13 miles plus, and I think I'm ready to challenge. Yeah.
I think it's a way different. I believe it's like a different technique um, from skipping and running. I think the main thing, and I don't speak from experience because I really don't run, which I need to start doing myself. But I think it's like breathing is like the key, right? So
Yes.
is it like when you started training for running, is your breathing different from when it's you were skipping?
It's honestly crazy because when I'm jumping, I kind of don't even think about anything. It just flows. I'm jumping, doing double unders. I'm just trying to get because I like to do a lot of choreography in my jump
Right.
ropes. So everything I'm doing right now is planned in my head of what move I'm gonna do. So I'm really not thinking about breathe. Like it's just natural. But with running, I like to breathe through my nose and out through my mouth. I think that's probably the most natural way for me to run. So
So
yeah,
how about that with the jump rope? Like you already got the choreography in your head, you're really not thinking about it. But naturally, you know what I'm saying, naturally you feel how fast you move, and you know there's some moves that you have to time and slow down just a half second, right? And then in that little half second, you get that breath in, which you probably really ain't paying attention to, like you said. Um, but with running, I feel like there's like a cadence um to inhale and exhale, and that's something I want to explore more myself. But I think
oh
there's
yeah,
like I think there's a difference the way you breathe when you skipping and then when you running. So is that
yeah,
something has you that you looked into?
yeah. The algorithm works crazy. You look up one running video, and then next thing you're scrolling, everything is about running, and everybody's different. Um, People say, "Oh, just breathe strictly through your mouth or your nose." So I just say, just as long as you do it, find what works for you, and just go from there.
Right. So do you got a set time in your head that you like to complete this half mile, or you just want to kind of keep it to yourself?
So I've looked at all the paces. Realistically, I feel like 2 hours is like the base. That's
Okay.
around 9:30 ish a mile. I
Nine
feel
minutes.
like I feel like give me the months, like a 3 or 4 months, just to get in running condition. I can do because I come from a pretty athletic background. I ran track back in high school, but I did like
Uh-huh.
the sprint events, the shorter distances.
The sprints.
So yeah, 100, 200, and 4x1. Those are the events
Right.
I did. So it's a goal that would honestly blow my mind is between 145 or 150 an hour and 50.
Mm-hmm.
That's around 8, 145, 8 minutes flat. That's mind boggling. But uh, 150 might be more reasonable
Right.
because I don't want to go in and like go all out and then right through the race. I know I'm not
What
going to reach it. Might throw me
what
off.
what this will be your first half marathon, right?
Yes.
So you already winning already just because you even training to enter this first race. And this first race you're gonna um have a lot of learning experience. So I
Yeah.
mean, eventually, I mean, like you are already like winning right now. So whatever
Yeah. I
time that
gotta.
you do get, like, the next one gonna be better because you just gonna recap and just think about like what could you did better, or how could you move better, how could you pace better. So
Yeah. I gotta go in. It's a learning experience. First time, just to know the environment. I'm probably not gonna know exactly where I am in the race, or
mm,
you know, I gotta prepare for anything. Drastic. The weather might not be good, or it could be a lot of hills, very crowded, a lot of people. I'm not used to running with of probably hundreds of people next to me, so it's gonna be a learning
right
experience.
now, do you got a specific set of trainers that you use for this run that you're gonna get or that you are using now?
And shoes,
Yeah.
I need a whole new rotation because all the people are like, "Oh, you need a shoe for your short runs. You need a shoe for your tempo speed workouts, and you need a race day shoe." And that's a lot of commitment. So I already
that
have a pair of sprinting shoes. I've been using them in the gym. I use them from jump roping. I like the cushion for jump roping because
Yeah.
it's easier to take the impact, and I have a lot of balance in them. I tried jumping flat footed shoes like Vans, and I have what are they called? They're
The
Nike shoes. I forgot.
authentic. No, is it
But Nike
the
Blazers.
ultra range? Oh, you got
No,
Nike
they're
Blaze.
called
I thought you said
Nike
Vans.
Blazers. Yeah, Vans too. Nike Blazers. I ride. I just the impact of a flat sole just throws me off, and it's very loud. I feel like it's a lot of people like it just dun 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 thuds noises, and so I've been looking at the Metcons. I heard those are really good for like a cross training shoe.
Right.
The free Metcon fives. So I'm looking for a
Yeah. So
versatile
yeah,
shoe.
not. Oh, you talking about that's for just jumping?
It could be for like jumping, like indoor running, like on a treadmill. And I think it's a little heel elevated, but it's good for lifting too.
Well, in my experience with the Metcon, like the free Metcons, like the forefoot of it, you get a good flex with it, and the heel is kind of blocky. So I don't know if you like a heel strike runner, that might disturb you a little bit in those shoes. But as far as like cross training, there are some good shoes and jumping too, because you got that good flex in the forefoot. But if you're a heel striker, you might feel a little discomfort in those shoes. Um, I don't know if that's what you got now to train your racing in.
I have these running shoes, the Nike Invincible twos. I've
Oh,
been
okay.
they're kind of beat up, but
Right.
they're getting
Hey,
the job done for now.
okay, Nike Invincible too. That's what's up.
Yeah. You
So,
do any other form of training? I know
so,
you do
uh,
CrossFit.
so I'm still like a beginner in CrossFit, like real newbie beginner in CrossFit. But I just like the way that they kind of incorporate a lot of things: dumbbells, barbells, rope climbs, all that. And so I do that time to time, and I also have got into some form of the CrossFit style of gymnastic, which they kind of got me hooked at the moment. So those are the things that I do: the gymnastic, the CrossFit from time to time, the jump rope. Um, I'm not much of a runner, but I would like love to incorporate sprinting, like do like real quick
Mhm.
burst of speed. So I think that might be something next that I would do. And
Yes, sprints are fun. I
yeah,
really,
I was see that's crazy because I was never fast in high school. I was like one of the slower ones, but now I probably can hold like a little pace. I don't know. I had to start training for that. And still now I do play basketball. I still play basketball. So
yep.
my fitness kind of
Nice.
stretched thin at the moment. I'm like all over. I'm kind of like all over the place right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the running, adding that, you just got to make time for it. And the jump rope, I don't know how that's going to affect my legs later on in training. So I've been thinking of low impact moves like the leg like crosses and stuff,
Mhm.
like wraps. I meant like wraps. There's so many different things for jump rope you can do that doesn't necessarily involve jumping
Mhm.
with intensity. So I got to do more research, and there's a lot of people, a lot of different styles of jump rope you can learn.
So what would you think like some of the jump rope moves that you can incorporate that you think that can transcend to running? Yeah, to running.
Definitely alternating legs, like single leg moves, the I guess like bounding, double unders, southpaws.
Right?
Those are probably I already do those a lot. I feel like it's one of the easiest, not easiest, but like I'm really comfortable in that move.
Mhm.
So running is one foot on the ground movement. So you know,
So
I can,
what about fast crossovers? Because I think like real fast crossovers for like I don't know 10, 15 seconds, it kind of get your heart rate up
yeah,
and like you constantly moving, and then you still have to find your breathing patterns in that move. So I and that's just like the one that I got that I think that I feel they can incorporate into running. Because obviously you're
yeah,
not
I
going to be
guess,
running as fast as you be doing the running crossovers, but you know, I think it's like when you get your heart rate up, then you have to learn to control your heart rate. So that's like one of the moves I think. I'm not sure. I
yeah,
can't speak from experience.
yeah, definitely. I think drills, speed drills, being able to control how fast you go is definitely better than just going all out and losing form. That can go to jump roping, that can go to running, that can go to a lot of different exercises. I feel like so
Right.
doing drills, ladder drills especially, probably will help you a lot. Any sport.
So make release, not make release. I'm sorry. Beaded ropes are PVC.
Ooh, I'm team beaded. I like. I just like the feedback you get.
Right.
Uh, PVC is what I started with, and definitely better if you're more into speed intensity. But
Mm-hmm.
I just like freestyle a lot. I think it's way more expressive. People can really show who they are and their type of style with beaded ropes. I was a good beaded.
Right. How long did it take you to create your own style? It's like obviously, I mean, you look at others and you see what they do, and you might take bits and pieces, you know what I'm saying, from them, and you add your own twist. But so, how did or how long you felt like it took you for you to create your own style?
Um, I would say earlier, probably when I started. I just feel like I'm really into like the choreography. I like the footwork. I
Yeah.
try to make the footwork work in my routines. Try to look because I have no coordination. I feel like without the rope, the
Mm-hmm.
coordination is off, and the coordination just helps. The rope just helps me. And
That's
so
not the
doing
first time I
that
heard somebody say that.
is like
They're like
the
they feel like
dance.
without the rope, they it's just like they have no rhythm, like they lost all rhythm. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's just weird. Like I'll never like if I try to do the same moves without the rope, it'll just look
Mm-hmm.
choppy and weird. I don't know. I can't explain it, but yeah.
I
Um,
has I has no footwork. I has
yeah,
no shuffle or nothing. And I tried here and there just to like be doing something different, but it's a no go.
hmm. So, what would you
The
say your style is? Jumping.
So I'm more a versatile type jumper. I started out with the legacy rope and then went to the speed rope because at the time, and I tell this story all the time, like at that time when I started, I was like pretty skinny and I didn't really have no weight to lose, so I just started with the heavy rope and just being able to control that um, really does wonders for me. Um, and like I say, I take bits and pieces from people. So when I started using the PVC rope, the speed rope, I used to like doing a lot of 360 variations. So one point of time, that was kind of like one of my go-to moves inside my combinations. And then later on, I started doing leg crosses, and then um, starting to learn how to use the beaded rope, like the short handle, the long handles for a while. So now like my style is like versatile because like I can do like a running crossover, a double under, throw a leg cross in there. Sometimes I can do like a ground move into a combo and just learning how to piece all of those different moves from different style into like one combination. So I think it's like a hybrid mix of different like freestylers, double unders, power moves, and just throw it in the combination. So I think that's the type of skip I am. I just mix it all in one. So I guess like there'll be times where I might get bored of a heavy rope and I do the beat rope and learn beady rope stuff, mix, throw a mick under my leg, or
Hmm.
do like a mumble squeeze or whatever, or then sometimes I get done with the beat switch back to like a speed rope and work on like double under combinations and run combos and just see how well I can gel 3 or 4 moves together or something like that. So that way it's kind of like I don't hit a plateau. I don't get bored with just using one um, type of rope and doing one style of jumping. So I think that's like what I am, type of jumper athlete I am, just like a
Yeah,
hybrid mix.
there's just so
It,
many things you can do with the rope. You can do it one move the with your opposite hand. You can go backwards. You can do a double under move. There's just so many things you can do, and I feel like a lot of people should explore different styles, not just stick to one. You know, spice things up.
I mean, yeah, I mean sometimes I think about that too, but there's also nothing wrong with people getting better at the mood they more comfortable in, right? So
Hmm. Yep.
um I can't say I'm that person because I just, like I said, I mix it up all the time and just try to learn as many different moves and see how well that I can gel it in with the type of speed and type of flow I use. But I do agree with that sometimes. But then again, like people are comfortable with what they do and what they used to doing. So
Yep.
it's all,
Yep. I feel that.
yeah, to each his own. Is there any move that you wish that you looking to unlock from the skipping rope?
One move is. the TJ.
The TJ.
The the TJ is I've done it, but by accident. It's like it's never when or the form's not good. It's never when I want. It's not what I want to look like. It takes a lot of hip mobility to be able to jump and spread your legs. Because
Mm-hmm.
I have the ability to jump. Ever since I was a kid, I was jumping high, and it just takes a lot of technique and a lot of practice. And it's an entryway to a lot of other moves. So yeah, the TJ is the move I'm working on right now. To get it consistently, it takes a lot out of you, but I try to like every other day or maybe twice a week, just try to work on triple unders, basic crosses that involve the TJ to try
Mm-hmm.
and unlock it.
That's good. I tried the TJ, and like I said, like you, like I done it before, but I can't do it in a combo. It just
Yes.
doesn't work.
Mhm.
So I know where I can have to leave some moves alone, and I think that's
That's the worst part. The one
yeah.
you just gotta settle just to get to.
Yeah, so yeah, you know what? I'm good. I can leave that alone. I leave it to a professional. And another thing, the frog, I'm so scared of the frog. I
Oh
leave it. But the push ups though, the push up jump rope moves, I'm not scared of because I guess like I don't feel like even though I'm low to the flow like that, I don't feel like my whole body is at an angle like the frog is. And I don't like my arm to give away and I just like smack my face on the ground. But the push ups, I'm very comfortable with doing that. The push ups move. But the
yeah, I
frog,
gotta
I
try it.
hang
I
it
really
up.
haven't tried that or the frog
I,
handstands. I was practicing handstands trying to get that, but my wrist, I have really bad wrist,
yeah.
and I have to like stretch them a lot. Doing other exercises like bench press takes a lot out
Mm-hmm.
of my wrist, so I try to go easy on it. But yeah, handstands, or maybe I'll try the frog one day.
Yeah, I pass. I leave that to you. I leave it to you, man. Um, I think that's the handstands. I think that's another thing that I need to start learning on my gymnastic training. But I be trying to get like strict range pull ups and bar muscle ups and ring muscle ups. I think that's what I'm doing at the moment, and that's
And
so
muscle
hard too.
ups.
Like yeah,
I've always seen
them.
muscle ups as like elite, almost level
Well, like
body
so
control.
CrossFit muscle up is different from calisthenics muscle up,
Mm,
and them guys they'll go hard with it. Like the amount of control that they have, like in activating the right muscles just to get up there and do it smooth without any effort whatsoever.
yeah, really effortless. Really
So
effortless.
effortless. And it's kind of crazy because they make it seem like they just only been doing it for like 2 or 3 months and stuff. But I know it take years.
Yeah, it's a whole the calisthenics.
It's
It's
a
a
whole
different
nother
ballgame.
animal. It's a whole nother ball game. I don't know if
I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
dab into that yet.
it's a lot. I feel like body weight exercises to me they're just less fun. Like just countless push-ups and pull-ups. I just always been used to pushing weights and dumbbells.
Right.
But just like what I'm doing running, maybe just try something new and maybe you like it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, pushing weight is like at least you got it give you a number to
Yeah,
you thinking about a number, thinking about a amount of mass that you pushing instead of like body weight. The only number you thinking of is like how many I can do. But it seems like
yeah,
if you're not like around people, then you really have to be motivated to push yourself to do body weight. It's hard sometimes. No, I ain't gonna say sometimes. It's hard a lot of times, especially like when I'm doing it.
yeah,
Especially like when I'm doing it at home and not getting to the gym properly like I want to. Then I have arguments with myself to like, okay, you got to get something done. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something.
yeah.
But
It's
and
not
then
enough
body
time in
weight
the
to keep.
day.
It definitely not, man. It's definitely not.
Do you prefer or morning or late training
I
if you have to?
no, I prefer morning because it set the tone for the rest of my day. I
I
always
feel the
been like that.
same way.
Early morning,
I feel the same
but
way. Morning workouts just it hits different,
it
you
does
know.
hit different.
If
Now,
you,
don't get me wrong. Like I done had like some late night after work workouts when I'm not beat, but a lot of times, like when I come home from work, then I'm beat because I'm already standing up 8 hours from work. But if I get in the morning time, then I took part of that standing up suffering away from working out early. So
yeah,
that way, yeah, morning workouts hit different, and and I enjoy those so much too. It set the tone, and then it helps me eat like a big breakfast afterwards, like because I done spent so much energy working out, moving, pushing heavy weight, moving a certain way, and you know,
hmm,
getting home and replenishing. Then it's the beginning of the second part of my morning is going to work. So definitely a
yep,
morning workout person.
yep. Same here. Same here.
Yeah. Um, have you been to any meetups in your area or
Um,
anywhere?
I've been to one in Central Park. It
And
was,
who?
I think, the summer of 2022, and I met a lot of people that I followed for years prior, and it was just a surreal feeling. I'm not the most outgoing person, so I was like, I said my highs to people, my neutrals, but most of the time I was just like not like starstruck, but
Well,
like
you was taking in the scenery.
I was taking in the scenery.
Yeah.
It's
Where was
different
this at?
people. It was New York, I think Central Park.
Wait, you say what year?
It was like June 2022. Was it
Last year?
2022 or last year?
Was it Kathy now? Or was it like a Kathy meetup or Tona or
It was
it
he
was?
was there. She was Kathy was there.
Oh, okay.
Um, Chris Skips, is that his
Yeah,
name?
Chris Skips you probably had Jump Rope T there. Mona probably was there.
Yeah, all those guys are there, and yeah, I got to talk to some of them. A lot of different people I follow. I just
Right.
introduced myself, and it was a fun experience. And I know there's been plenty after that. It's just scheduling, and it's kind of hard to like travel
r-
and get there. But
Right.
hopefully, when the weather gets in the right this year, I can attend more.
You know New York gonna be out the chain this summer, this spring.
Hmm.
New York, Vancouver always have it popping. Toronto has it popping. LA out there getting it.
Oh yeah, LA. They always get down over there.
LA
The
be
more,
getting it. So
yeah. Hopefully one day I get to travel more and attend these meetups, meet different members. I feel like it'll be a good time.
so are you gonna be showing any running content on this account of yours on the DG Jumps account? You gonna separate it or something?
I was planning on doing it once I
Hmm.
find a race, and I probably won't go into too much. Probably just like story posts or updates. I'm
Right.
also trying to find a better training plan, and once I like get into the routine, make sure I'm totally dialed in, I'll start sharing it. But right now,
Yeah.
it's just a personal goal right now. Just
So
trying to.
and this another thing I just thought about, like, and I want to have you notice how a lot of people, which including myself, is either like they have one form of fitness and they get into jump rope, or they started out jump roping and I ain't gonna say move on, but it's kind of like they found another form of movement and something like that. Have you seen like a lot of that from your perspective?
Not necessarily jump roping.
Well, I mean, like,
Um,
so, like, for
but in
example, when,
general, fitness.
yeah,
Um, a lot of people I've seen transition from strictly bodybuilding, you would say, or like strength training to like more running, I would say. Yeah,
so
they see the
those are those
challenge.
hybrid athletes,
Hybrid athletes, they have to spend all the time in the gym training. You just think they live there, but
mm-hmm.
it's interesting to see how far they're willing to push their bodies to achieve these goals that just out unworthy, you know. And hope I just wanted a little taste of that. I may not be able to do exactly that, like full marathons. I can't even fathom completing one, but maybe one day we'll
Man,
see
you'll be
how.
surprised. You'll be surprised, man, what you think you can do. Like, you might like really like over see what your expectation is, or with your half marathon. Like, you might do a way better time than what you expected you think you're gonna do, So
Yeah,
shit, you never know. But
hopefully
like I
you're
say, but I mean, like, but I want you to take it like this. Like, since this your first one, don't look at you not doing well as a failure, because like I said, you already winning by already trying. You know what I'm saying? And you giving yourself some time too. Like, when you expected to have your first race again?
ballpark April May, so like 4 or 5 months from now.
Oh, okay. Now, are you hiring a coach, or are you taking like an online course, or
Right now it's just me, just doing research, looking up different drills and running training schedules that fit my day-to-day life,
right?
and I'm just gonna try and have fun.
And that's
If
the
I
main
just
thing.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
main
just
thing,
a learning opportunity, just to try something new, just to say I did it,
right?
and I'll go from there. If I like it, we'll push to more greater heights. But you know,
No
any
regrets.
fitness goals you have this year?
Um, I don't know if it's goals, but there are some things that I want to do. So I had like took up a good interest in rowing, like in the rowing machine or the rowing erg,
Yeah.
and like a small goal for now, is like to row a 10K without like getting up or without breaking. The farthest I rode so far without getting up is a 5K, and it took me like maybe like 20 minutes, 22 minutes. Um, I was in extreme. I ain't gonna say extreme pain, but I got on it. I got on the road and just started rowing, and I didn't warm up. I didn't stretch, and I don't know if I had the right shoes on. I'm just not realizing there's like certain shoes I can't wear on the road because my heel was slipping back and
Uh,
forth, so I was having heel slips, and which was causing like some numbness in my leg. Um, Sitting on the seat caused some numbness, but I did it. I did a 5K in like 20 something minutes. So, um, like you, I need to like start training just here and there. I did buy a seat pad to sit down on the rower, so I won't experience any numbness. But for now, like that small goal, I would just want to roll a 10K. Maybe like in a month or two, just get that endurance. Um, and getting better at this gymnastic style of CrossFit.
yeah, I see your
That's
stories, man. You're putting in work.
Yeah, I need to put in more work, man. I'm missing. I'm so like for real, like, and I get mad at myself because like I know that I know what I'm not doing is doing the proper drills like I should be doing. Like I need to be doing these drills, but uh, I'm taking advantage of the way how fast I can learn something, like by seeing it and then kind of mimic it. That like I kind of like want to do these little cool tricks, and I pull them off. You know what I'm saying, here and there, and I kind of like leaning towards that. But I do need to dial back and start knocking out these drills to get better, more efficient, and more solid with my movements. But um, I think that those two so far is to do a 10K on the rower, the small goal, and just get better with the gymnastic style of CrossFit. And that's about
Yeah.
it so far.
Right.
There's no competition down the road for me that I'm looking at. Um, just like goals that you know what I'm saying make me feel good about myself when I complete it for me, and not trying
That's
to
all.
put
Yeah.
my and
It's
like you
just
say,
the
man,
first
just
thing
to
you look at
have
in the mirror.
fun.
Yep.
Yeah, like bro, you did that.
Yep.
And then we'll see what happened down the road. I might enter a contest or might enter some kind of event. I don't know, but yeah, training been fun, man. It's a distraction for sure, and learning these different things, man. Keep your mind it keep your mind distracted and not like thinking about what's going on around you or about you for like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours or something like that. So
Yeah.
all those things are therapy for sure.
Definitely. The gym is just when I first started 2020,
Hmm.
just going to the gym and then seeing the results like a few months later, it just got addicting. The way my body was changing, the amount of
Yeah.
weight I was just pushing, just from keep doing it, and it just never stopped from there. And I feel like it's not easy for a lot of people to go to the gym. So I won't say just go there and see how it goes. But I
Right.
encourage people to get a buddy because that's how I started. Me and my friend, I used to go to Planet Fitness by myself. I was just
Right.
doing any other workout. I wasn't really thinking weight I was doing, like
Mm.
progressive overloading. And
Right.
then he told me to switch over to the gym he was going to. And for like a year or two, we would go there every at least 4 or 5 times a day, pushing each other and getting stronger. And he really definitely shaped the person I am physically and
I th-
mentally
I
to
think
keep
that's
pushing
one
myself.
thing a lot of people is missing, that like sometimes you just have to go to the gym and not know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? To start off with and like to play with certain machines and play with certain exercise before you can start figuring out what is what and how to do what. Cause I think people just like, well, I don't want to go to the gym and look like a fool.
Yeah,
And like you say, it's kind of hard for me to not say that because I never felt like that when I went to the gym and didn't know what was what and what to do and progressive overloads, weight and rep range and stuff like that. But the key was just me just going there and just keep going. But yeah, that's one of the keys that just got me going and kept me going. And I really just kind of like started weight training like that probably like I don't know 2.5 3 years ago. Other than that, like from like a kid all the way up until then, I was just like strictly basketball, like no weight training, no running, like none of that. I was just strictly basketball. That was my sport, and that was it.
yeah,
And
that was me too. Growing up, just wanted that's all it was. Just wanted to be basketball. You know, go professional. That was a
yeah,
little long shot, and just didn't work out that way. So I had to branch out. Started running track, and then yeah, the gym and jump rope.
So have what do you? I mean, how do you feel the way jump rope like introduced like a lot of opportunities for people? Like it's kind of it's crazy and exciting. Like you got people with brands, they creating their own brands, they creating their own peers, they getting sponsorships from other brands, and just like the opportunity of just one person swinging a rope around their body, transforming their bodies, transforming their mind into sponsorship. Like against, I mean, like against like people was that play football or play basketball, some kind of sports or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's for sure. Like people gonna get a sponsorship for those things, but just us as jump rope athletes to get a sponsorship, then or just creating an opportunity out of that. Like, how do you feel? Like how much of a blessing that created for a lot of us?
Oh yeah, being able to monetize something that you have a passion for is probably the
Mm-hmm.
easiest thing that can fall in your lap. You're gonna have to work hard for it, and be creative and put in the work. But it opened a bunch of doors for other people. They get to work with their favorite brands. They get to create their own brands and really see all the people, their followers who support them. And yeah, hopefully one of those opportunities come my way. I got to be more consistent content wise.
For sure.
But yeah, it's definitely changed many people's lives. They become coaching. I've seen a lot of
Yeah,
people
I
become
forgot to
coaches.
include that coaching for sure. I forgot
Yeah,
to include
coaching
that.
mentors. Just people who really look up to them, and they support them financially and with comments on their posts. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a big community. I think jump roping the community is probably fitness wise the most caring. I would say
Oh yeah,
I had
we got each
I've
other
had
back.
people send me like stories through DM, like I'm on a move. I've asked help on my story sometimes, and it's really nice to see people take the time out of their day to help you
Right.
without anything in return. And yeah, it's probably one thing that keeps me around is seeing people inspire others and evolve as jumpers, as people too, when they share important milestones in their life. You know,
Definitely the support.
it's definitely nice to see.
Definitely the support for sure. One of the best fitness communities around, and it's big to us, but it's still like underrated because it's not still not out there yet.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel you.
So before we get out of here, man, do you got any last words for the community you want to share?
Just keep doing what you guys are doing. I'm watching. I may not be, on all the time, but I see everyone doing their thing, and I'm taking notes. I'm inspired, and yeah, keep being yourself. Same to you. I see you doing your thing too.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, peace, man. There you got it. You got DG Jumps, man. Highly talented individual from the jump rope community. Um, and like we say, man, we're gonna keep doing this thing. We're gonna keep getting people on here to share their stories, to share the tales, let them share a message. And as always, show Donovan some love in the comments below. Show this podcast some love, like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. And we just gonna keep pumping more interviews out for y'all. But until then, it's the kid, L.R.Player, my guest, DG Jumps, and we'll see you the next time. Peace.
Yep.